Hey, what's up, neighbors? Welcome to this week's lesson video from the Big Idea Camp as we talk about Big Idea values from the Core Essentials curriculum. I'm Jeremy Holbrook, director of the Big Idea Camp, and I'm so excited you're here with us today, this week. And my goodness, when I look at the calendar, we are in the second week of May, which is the last month of the school year and the last month of this program for this school year. Wow. Week 2, we only have 2 weeks to go. I'm getting kind of sad because I know I'm going to miss you this summer, but I'm also excited about opportunities and things that we have coming up this summer. So let's talk about some things. What is a value? We talk about values every week, but why are values important? Values are important because they're things that grow inside of us, beliefs like common that all right, that's legit, that's a true thing. And it grows inside of us, and then it becomes a part of our daily lives, our daily actions, and it changes the way that we interact with the world around us. And so something that can start inside of us, in our head and in our heart, can actually turn into stuff that we do with our actions, and it makes the world a better place. I firmly, truly believe that. If not, I would not have been invested in this program for the last 8 years. I believe that what you believe can ultimately change this world and make it better. And I'm so proud of you for putting your actions, putting your beliefs into actions and becoming the best self that you can be and changing this world. You're amazing. I'm so proud of you. So this month of May, this kind of landing gear for the school year, right? What have we been talking about? We introduced it last week. We are talking about commitment. And we have decided, we define commitment as making a plan and putting it into practice. How many times have you wanted to do something, but you forgot to make a plan of how to get there? That's like the roadmap of a summer trip. You need that, right? You need to know your directions. Well, a commitment is like making sure that you have the directions to get where you need to go. There's a really neat quote from Alice in Wonderland that says, if you don't know where you're going, any road can take you there. Don't be that way. Commitment, make a plan, put it into practice. You are committed. You have made this promise and you are going to deliver. Well, last week I told you that we would discuss why on earth a hummingbird is the symbol of commitment, the animal of commitment. So let's read this together. I know that's really small on your screen. I'm going to bring one up bigger on just my personal screen so I can tell you about the hummingbird. So let me bring this up and we will talk together. It says, hummingbird, known as flying jewels. I don't know who said that. It says known as flying jewels in like quotation marks. I don't know. Joyous in Spanish. Hummingbirds are nothing short of amazing. The humming in this bird's name doesn't refer to vocalization. Hummingbirds don't go around like, no, they don't do that. But there's miniature marvel beats in their wings. Their wings flap more than 50 times a second. And it makes a distinctive humming sound. If you've ever heard hummingbird, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, look for these little they're amazing, and you can put out like sugar stuff and the nectar, they love it. And making their wings, they look like a blur. Their wings flap so fast that it looks like a blur, and you hear this, That's why they're called a hummingbird. It's not that they're singing, their wings are flapping so fast it's humming. It says their wings can actually make a vortex like a tornado, allowing them to hover in place. And their tails act like a rudder for super sharp turns. They can even fly backwards. Show me a bird that flies backwards. Boom, there it is. Like that's your final Jeopardy present of the day. What bird flies backwards? What is a hummingbird? There you go. You won't see hummingbirds hopping or walking though. Their tiny feet are used only for perching. That's funny. They don't walk around. They have to like fly and hop from one place to the other. These wonder birds are omnivores. They use their long, slender beaks and their long tongues to get nectar from flowers, slurping it up like 13 licks per second. Man, not only are their wings fast, but 13 licks per second. You talk about like getting rid of a sucker quickly. That's what they do. But they're known to eat insects and spiders. Thank goodness. Thank you. There you go. Now you're my hero. We've talked about spiders this year. I dislike spiders. But now the hummingbird just became like my miniature hero because they eat spiders. Well done, hummingbirds. And they grab them from spider webs. So now the hummingbird is almost like Iron Man to me. It's my hero. The most recognizable hummingbirds in the United States and the only ones to breed in the East is the ruby-throated hummingbird. Just a fact. Didn't make that up. One of these adults might eat twice its body weight in food each day. That's my kind of bird, dude. I can do that in barbecue wings. Maybe I'm just a big hummingbird. Not really. It needs to maintain its high metabolism. So these things like eat a lot, twice their body weight each day. In fact, a ruby-throated hummingbird might double its weight before migrating to Mexico or southern points. Its long journey, some birds apparently fly across the Gulf of Mexico, which is around 500 miles. That's ridiculous. Others stick more to the coastline, skirting around Texas. Older, more experienced birds seem to arrive in better shape and in better time than younger birds that are still learning the tricks of the trade. Well, that's interesting. Think about that the older ones get there first because they've learned how to do it. Maybe they've learned some good spots, some good places that have the nectar, the flowers, or maybe some houses that put up the good feeding places. Maybe that's why it's a good thing of commitment, because they've learned how to get there. They put a plan and they're putting it into practice. Well, that's interesting facts about hummingbirds. I didn't know that, but I like them a lot more right now than I did 5 minutes ago. Why? Because they eat spiders and they eat twice their weight each day just so they can keep up their metabolism. Now they lose that weight during the day because they are so active. That's just like me, only the I don't lose weight part. All right, so anyway, that's pretty interesting. I'm very intrigued by hummingbirds. What about you? Did you learn something new about hummingbirds today? Interesting. All right, well, let's look at this. Let's look at our worksheet today. Today's going to be a smaller lesson because we don't have a video today. So let's look at this worksheet. Here's what it says. Have you shown commitment when you are tired? Wow, that's interesting. How many times have you been in the process of something and you could have given up, taken a nap, gone to sleep on it, but maybe there's a sports practice, an athletic practice. Maybe you're running track or cross country right now, and you have this opportunity to keep going, or you're tired and maybe like, oh, I'm just going to get in the back of the pack and just hang out in the back. Have you showed commitment to keep going? It says breathe in, 1 long breath. Breathe out 4 short breaths. Repeat that. It's a nice little breathing trick. Describe what commitment is to your teacher. How would you describe commitment? I know a lot of people are in the mode of state testing right now, and I think that we can define commitment by our example of how we take our tests. I know and maybe that's why they said that. If you get sleepy, if you get tired, if you get bored, you've got to push through. You've got to finish strong. I know you can. I know you can. And then my favorite part about every week is, how do you feel today? Above all, that's one of the most important questions I ask every week. It's the most important to me because it kind of helps me find out where you are, and I think it's very helpful for you. If we can talk about and if we can measure where we are in our feelings, then our day can be a lot more productive. So how do you feel today? Are you happy? Are you tired? We've talked about tired. Are you angry? Like, oh, I don't want to take these tests. Are you sad? Like, dadgummit, I'm going to miss my friends when school ends here in a few weeks. I hope you don't feel sick. I hope you feel healthy. Are you frustrated? Are you annoyed? Or maybe you're a fan of spiders and now you're annoyed that hummingbirds eat them. Sorry, Jack. I love that fact. Are you calm? Are you scared? Are you worried? Are you proud? Here's what I know from my favorite person, Mr. Rogers. He said this ultimate truth, that anything that is mentionable is manageable. So going back, if we can look at those feelings, if we can label those feelings, if you're like a thermostat that says, okay, what temperature am I today? Boom, I'm pretty happy today. That's a good thing because you can measure it, you can acknowledge it, and then you can act upon it. Well, what about if we go back and we say that anything is mentionable is manageable, like Mr. Rogers said? Well, what about when we're angry? Here's what that means. If you can acknowledge the fact that you know that you're angry, then I believe that because it's mentionable, it's also manageable. If you can acknowledge the fact that you're angry now, you can think of really good ways to release that anger. And I don't think it has anything to do with releasing on other people, not lashing out. But what do you do when you get angry? Think about that. I mean, there's a lot of examples. Do you get the Play-Doh out? Do you craft something? Do you pound the keys on a piano or a musical instrument, the drums? Do you have a punching bag? What do you do when you're angry? I truly hope that one of the things that you do when you're angry is you talk about it. Can you describe why you're angry? I promise you, if you can do that, you're in a great place in life, and I'm so extremely proud of you for having that ability to process how you feel and act healthy upon that. There's no wrong answers. There's never a wrong answer. If you're scared or annoyed, calm, frustrated, sick, angry, sad, tired, happy, there's not a wrong answer. Everything's the right answer because you're telling the truth. And I appreciate that of you, so thank you, Mr. Rogers. Can you remember that? Is that something maybe you can commit to memory? Anything that's mentionable is manageable. What a healthy thing. Guys, listen, we are wrapping up this school year. We've still got 2 more weeks of homework helpers. Thank you to Clark's Pump and Shop for making this possible. What a year it's been. I feel like, actually, what a last 2 school years, to be honest, with the COVID thing. I feel like we've connected with a lot of families and a lot of people that needed help with their homework. And I want to sit here this morning and thank all the teachers that have taken time to connect to the students that have emailed us. You have been just monumental in this program. And as it comes to close for this school year, I just personally want to say thank you. Truly, truly thank you. Hey, listen, you know how to get a hold of me. It's easy. We've got Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're there. The Big Idea Camp's all around. Can't miss us. All you got to do is look for us. And I promise you, when you find us, we will connect and we can communicate. Whatever the case may be. If you need help with homework, I'll be there for you. If you need someone to come cheer at your ball game this summer, invite me. I'll show up. I'll start the wave. I'll bring an air horn. I will make it known that I'm there to cheer you on. And I mean that. Write that down. If you need a fan this summer, let me know. I'll be there. Guys, I hope you have a great day and a great week. And we'll see you next week as we continue to talk about commitment. See you then.